Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We can just start off with you guys.
Looked like maybe some more portal movement. Correct me if I'm wrong. Cam Jones went in.
Yep.
Jacob Busich. And then Nick Phillips.
Nick's still here.
Okay, so
Nick's still here. He's still practicing, but he went in the portal just in case.
okay, and what's DeMarcus's status?
He's in the portal.
But so with him and Phillips, any chance those guys come back?
Billups is still here, so
Okay.
there's he's still practicing. So he's a guy that still wants to compete and wants to finish out spring.
Okay.
And between Jones and Busich, either of those two surprised you at all, or any chance those two come back?
Jones, no. We brought in a running back, and then Busich is a different situation. So once that really comes, once it kind of plays itself out, then we'll start talking about what's going on. Yeah, but it's a little bit more because he has to serve and it's stuff like that. So yeah.
What players or coaches have you seen make some of the biggest strides during the spring camp? I know you don't see everything, but are there any individuals who have stood out this spring?
I just like the way Andy, has commanded the O-line, just the way that they're playing for him and coming together and getting different lineups and putting people in different positions just to see what they can do. Coach Meek's doing a good job in the secondary, just getting guys ready because they're all new. Same as Gabe also with the safeties. But I think everybody this spring is doing a pretty good job because it's just new. Everybody's had new guys and, just trying to get everybody up to speed. So I think all the coaches did a pretty good job of, coaching new guys, getting them ready to play and having them like embody our pillars and come out and kind of not look out of place.
Coach Quan, how did you learn of him and what made him somebody you wanted on your staff?
He actually coached with Tino at Bama, so they have a connection there. And then after just interviewing him, he was a sharp guy, played center, had a shot in the NFL, and he was just somebody that once you interviewed him, it was like, okay, look, I liked his knowledge, his energy, and I just thought it would be a good guy that he could bring here and help recruit and get this whole line where we wanted it to be.
How do you feel like the line's shaping up with him right now?
I feel good about it. We got bigger up front like we wanted to. We added depth, and guys are competing, so that's all we can ask.
And when it comes to evaluating linemen, whether it's offense or defense, is it tougher with high school kids compared to maybe the portal guys when, you've at least seen them on the college level?
Yeah, that's why portal guys are different because it's you actually get a body of work, and you don't have to project as much. High school kids, you're still projecting because he might not be the size that he's going to be, or he might not have gotten taught, he might be out of position. Like there's just a lot of different things, but for the portal kids it's kind of easy because you can actually see them playing, and that's why we like portal guys that have reps and have actually contributed instead of just moving on.
When you're talking to high school recruits, how do you distinguish between guys who maybe have to contribute in their first or second year versus guys who you see as a third or fourth year type player?
So how do we see that, or?
Well, just in terms of communicating with them, because you have the portal now, so sometimes do your expectations change in terms of, well, we like this guy 3 or 4 years from now versus can this guy help us right now?
Yeah, it's hard to just want to recruit guys for 3 or 4 years. You can't really project right now because a lot of coaches in this business, you're not going to be there and won't even get an opportunity to coach them. So it's more of a, like we said, if you're a high school kid, then we kind of think that you can come in and you're a draft pick, you're going to give us an opportunity to develop you to get to 3 to 4 years. But we also think that you have a skill set that if you are strong enough, have the right weight, you can come in and play early. So, but it's just a tough road. I would hate to be a high school kid right now, just in this new world of college sports and any sport, because it just hurts that you can go get an older guy, and stuff. So it's just it's an unfortunate situation.
What have been the most intriguing position battles that you've seen over the course of spring?
Most intriguing. I guess probably just O-line, DBs. I think O-line just because there's a lot of new guys and people competing, we added depth. DBs, same situation, new guys and adding depth. Quarterbacks was a big battle, and then it got down to 4, so that was a intriguing one. Other than that, I just think that the guys came into spring. First off, they had a really good winter, and I think they came into spring with just okay, I see we have competition, and when you see other people that can play, that kind of just elevates everybody's play.
And then speaking of quarterbacks, I'm just kind of looking for some clarification. Are you guys allowed to work with Nico at this point? Can he see the playbook? Can you communicate with him, or is it just a straight not until he shows up? Can you?
Yeah, he's still in school, so no.
Is he still in school in Tennessee? I'm sorry, or is that what you're saying?
He's still in school, so
school
as
here?
if it.
Or is he
No,
enrolled here at UCLA? I'm sorry.
did he finish his quarter there?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so he's
that's
still in
what I was
school
asking.
there.
Needed clarification. Thank you.
No, I'm just gonna say he's still in school. We know where he's at.
Okay,
We don't
thank
have
you.
And then just back to the offensive line, how many spots would you say are locked up headed into the fall, and how much competition do you expect there to be left to right when you guys hit fall camp?
There's gonna be competition in all 5 spots, so we're not gonna go into this that anybody just thinks that they have a spot. Garrett has a significant role, and he's for sure going to have a spot in there, but he's still competing just because you have to compete if you want to be an elite football player. So I think I like our depth, and hopefully we can add maybe 2 more and then go from there.
Do you like Garrett, what you've seen at guard from him?
I just like the versatility,
Yeah.
So that was able to move Garrett to guard and get somebody else reps at tackle. So it was able to get Ruben some reps at right tackle like that. So just to try to build like our best 5 and see what it will be.
And just looking beyond, the spring, obviously you got a busy month plus coming up with, hitting back on the road recruiting as well as, official visits and all that. What's this, next month plus going to be like for you guys?
It's going to be hectic. The coach is going to be on the roads and make sure they get back by Friday because OV starts. But you got to like this, because this is when we get to finally get our hands on our 26 class and, show them what we have to offer. And, if you pick us, you have a great opportunity to play at the next level. And, I think that if you're a football player and that's what you want to do, then UCLA is a school that you should consider.
What's the summer conditioning agenda relative to what you had to get done during the winter?
More of let's not lose what we've built. Quarter system, we're a little later in the system, so we don't want to burn these guys out too much, but we still had a really good base in winter and come into spring, so we don't want to lose any of that and just continue to trend in a upward direction. But I think Coach Mills is doing a good job of just keeping the guys motivated and they're excited, like they like to lift. So as long as they like that and you feel the energy down there, we're good.
You already need some renovations down there? What's going on down there?
Just a little bit. You saw. We just, the building was built in what, 16, 15?
Opened in 17.
Yeah. No, but it was built in 16 though.
Okay.
Yeah.
First season was 17.
Yeah. When I came back from Texas Tech, but they built it at 16, so I think it's almost what?
9 years.
Yeah, so it's time to upgrade a little bit. Next thing is a field. We're gonna have grass out here. So
Oh, when's that coming?
That'll be done when we come back from training camp.
What went into that call?
We just have turf. We need grass. We play on grass. I don't like playing on surfaces that we're not playing on that week.
Wait, when you say come back from fall camp, after fall camp, or in time for fall camp?
After fall camp.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We'll be off site for fall camp.
Oh, where?
I'll tell you guys later.
Will it be far away or?
No, it'd be good for you guys. You guys will like it. You'll enjoy it. It'll be a familiar place for you, for some of you guys. Not real familiar, so not not somewhere we've been before, but a familiar
Indoor
place.
or outdoors?
Indoor.
Ooh.
It's outdoor. It's outdoor.
Did you feel like moving the guys away last year gave you enough a bump that you wanted that setup again?
I just feel like when you leave for training camp, I just related to pro ball and how we come together. Training camp is really time that the team comes together, and I just think that being off site that helps You know, it helps the camaraderie and just helps guys lock in, and you kind of just become friends and befriend guys that you normally wouldn't talk to or, you know, or be around and stuff like that. So I just think that, you know, I visualize training camp, off-site, guys coming together, then we come back and take on the world.
And is that for the entirety of fall camp or just like a week or two?
It'll be 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks. We good?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.